Hey there, good morning everyone. Wednesday the 2nd of November 2022. This morning's devotional is a reading from Psalm 143 verse 10, which reads, "Teach me to do your will, for you are my God. May your good spirit lead me on level ground." For many believers, the constant question at the back of their minds is, am I doing God's will? A question that may sound irrelevant to many in the world today, but for the believer, it is something important. God's will is the only thing that will last forever. The world and all its trappings, along with the bling bling and all those nice fancy things that we like, will not last forever, much to the disgust of many people. God has a plan for your life, and His plan constitutes His will for you. So coming back and looking at the question of how do I know if I'm doing God's will or not? Let's have a look at this with two little examples, rather simplistic, but I do believe they are effective. The first one is the Polaroid picture and the Polaroid camera. Remember those things many years ago? We used to walk around these big bulky things, and they were out before the advent of digital technology. Now you can just slip it in the back pocket and off you go. But with these things, you used to take the picture and then the camera spewed out a film from the front or from the bottom of it. And when it came out, it was not clear at all. In fact, it was very blurry and fuzzy, and you had to wait for the film to develop. After a few minutes, there you had it in your hands, a fully developed picture. Nowadays, you've got it instantly on the camera or on the cell phone. And using a Polaroid camera is pretty much similar to what God's will is like. It develops over time. The second example that we can look at is the scroll. The scroll were rolls of parchment paper that were rolled up, two ends to each other, and if you wanted to read this, you had to unroll the scroll slowly. You couldn't flip the page like you do in a book, or even just flip it on a digital screen. Now, if God showed you His will all at once, you might be overwhelmed. But like the unraveling with a scroll, He reveals His will to you little by little, and as you become mature and more able to handle it. And since it's God's will, you need His power to fulfill it. You also need the assurance of His presence with you. And the scriptures remind us in Philippians 1 verse 6, being confident of this very thing, that He has begun a good work in you, will perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. My dear friends, it is important for us to know what God's will is for our lives. If you're not sure, ask Him, ask God. You're able to ask Him. Pray about it. Read the scriptures. Speak to an older believer, a wiser and more mature believer, and they will help you and direct you and allow the Holy Spirit to guide you and to lead you. May the Lord be with you. May He bless you. May He cause His face to shine upon you and be with you always. Goodbye.